How do podcasts make money on YouTube? Well, just stick with the YouTube model and that'll pretty much get you covered. But there's some ins and outs that you can do to stack the deck in your favor, and we're going to go over those next. Now, you're going to want to pay attention to this from beginning to end because there's stuff up front that you're going to want to do to set up from the very beginning of your podcast on YouTube career. And if you get it right at the beginning, it'll pay off a lot sooner and much bigger down the road. Second of all, what to focus on in the meantime. It's not necessarily ad revenue, and I'll show you why. And then finally, the big payoff, what you can do now to help monetize things up front. So let's get started. I'm Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. I've been doing audio post-production and video editing and video content creation and all that kind of good stuff for about 35 years now. And a lot of folks are now starting to get into the podcasting bug and really want to know how to monetize their podcasts on YouTube. Well, think about it from the YouTube perspective, not so much the podcast perspective. I understand the context of the question. How do you monetize a podcast on YouTube? Think about how to monetize on YouTube with your podcast. Basically, the same rules apply to your podcast as any other YouTube content. You're going to need 1,000 subscribers and either 4,000 hours of view time in the previous 12 months or 10 million views in the previous 90 days. 1,000 subscribers and then one of those two others. 4,000 hours in a year or 10 million views in 90 days. So that combination automatically sets you up, doesn't guarantee, but sets you up for monetizing. Now you still have to sign up for it, you still have to get approved for it, but until you've reached at least those bare minimums, right off the bat, YouTube is going to say no. So concentrate on doing the thing that you do best, and that is speaking to your audience. As a business blog or a business podcast or a business YouTube channel, you've got clients who are looking for you and want to do business with someone, with either you or someone like you. And this is your great opportunity to cut through the clutter, to get above the crowd and show them what it's like to work with you. So just like in most situations, good content gets rewarded. Once you start cranking out some good stuff, YouTube's going to catch on. YouTube's going to recommend you. Stuff you're going to constantly pop up, say, on the front page of YouTube as a recommendation. Or if somebody does a search, you might not match perfectly, but you could show up as a recommendation off to the side. Either way, your channel is going to start to grow, and good content, once it's in front of people and gets watched for a long time, and then gets watched again, that's where the rewards start to kick in. The other good news to that is fanatic fans will stick with you. If they like what you're doing, if they enjoy your content, and if they want to hear more from you, they will stick with you all the way through the building process into the monetization process. Of course, that doesn't really affect them in any way, but the plain and simple fact that they're going to stick with you, that should tell you you're doing the right thing. Now, when you've got subscribers that are jumping off, then you might need to reevaluate some of the things that you're doing and possibly crank up your content up a notch or two. But always think of it as the YouTube ad revenue is just the cherry on the sundae. That's not what you're going for. What you're going for are subscribers, loyal fans, loyal listeners, and hopefully, number one, when it comes to your business, clients or customers. That's the quickest and easiest way to monetize a business podcast on YouTube. However way you want to look at it is with clients and customers. That's what all this is for. The greatest thing about it is you don't have to pay for ads to bring people in. You put out quality content specifically that answers questions that they're already asking, and they find you. If you do that right, if you massage that right, if you SEO it right and put that in your titles and put that in your content, you've got clients and customers coming to you wanting to work with you because you resonated with them and answered all their questions and they felt good about it. Now, this is just a little tiny slice to this entire pie when it comes to social media advertising for your business. We cover a whole bunch of stuff here. In fact, we do a much deeper dive into the YouTube channel by itself. podcasting by itself, blogging by itself, even radio commercials. If you want to get into something like that and pour a little gasoline on all of that fire, radio advertising is a very convenient and economical way to do it. We cover all of that here at this channel, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of it and you can leapfrog your business over the competition in a heartbeat and start bringing in clients without having to pay for ads. Now here's one of the kickers. When it comes to generating YouTube revenue, and that's a very common business model, being the YouTube business model, where YouTube is your business, as opposed to your business is your business and you have it on YouTube. You see what I mean? You can still be the mom and pop pizza shop, but have your videos on YouTube. You can still be a financial planner and a financial advisor and have videos on YouTube. Same thing with being a coach or a physical therapist or a nutritionist or any one of those service industries, any one of those service businesses, that's your business. But you also have a YouTube channel for your business. See the difference? So the YouTube monetization model, when somebody says, oh, I want to grow up and be a YouTuber, what they're thinking of is they're going to be creating content that gets millions of views, they become super hyper popular, and they qualify for the YouTube ad revenue, and that is what ends up paying them. That's a very small, thin slice of the pie. Granted, if you get good at it, it can pay significantly, but by that point, if you have that many viewers, that many subscribers, you're probably into tens, if not hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of subscribers with millions, if not billions of views. Trust me, there's going to be a lot of other monetization coming your way. So with that YouTube model, think of it this way. I recently saw a panel discussion with a whole bunch of top YouTubers, okay? These are people who make a living, we're talking 6, maybe 7 figures off of YouTube easily. They said, are you sitting down? Give it at least 10 years. Give it at least 10 years before the YouTube model is able to cover all of your expenses and do what you want to do. Unless you find the key to like skip past a whole bunch of stuff and really build up subscribers and crank out great content that goes viral every single time. And these guys don't even crank out viral content every single time. They all advised to give it at least 10 years to build up and finally kick into the YouTube ad revenue model. In the meantime, to get started, they recommended your first 100 videos focus on the craft. Every single video you crank out, do one thing that's 1% better. Now that may seem like, well, what the heck am I gonna do 100 times and make it better? There are plenty of components that you can do. You can make your thumbnail 1% better. You can make your intro 1% better. Your script, your lighting, your camera settings, your whatever it happens to be, there's enough adjustments to be made in your editing and your editing routine. There's a ton of things that you can do to make 1% better for the first 100 videos. Then, on video 101, then ask me if you have any advice for an up-and-coming YouTuber. That was the question over and over and over again. And the one answer that I really love was, hey, have you got any advice for an up-and-coming YouTuber? And he's like, yeah, why do you want to do that? He says, and the guy said, if they have Mr. Beast anywhere in their answer, I tell them no. I thought that was brilliant. So, if your goal has anything to do with just being on YouTube and being popular and making money, you're going about it the wrong way. And your listeners and your viewers are going to sniff you out, and it's not going to last very long at all. If you do this for other people to be successful and put everything you have into your videos, and I hope I'm doing it here, I want you to be successful. This is not as hard as you think it is. And hopefully we'll get you over that hump so you can get up and running and experience the same success. So what is the easiest way to monetization on a podcast on YouTube? Your clients. As a BizTube pod blogger, you are going to be going after clients, right? Being able to serve clients the way you serve them every single day in your office or in your store or wherever you are serving clients through your services and your products. You are setting this up very differently. It's not the YouTube model that you're following. It's the client model that you're following. Everything you're doing is to cater to potential clients. The folks that just haven't met you yet and haven't hired you yet, but they're gonna because they know, like, and trust you because of what they've seen in your YouTube channel. Client monetization will come across a lot faster than YouTube monetization to any significant amount. I mean, think about it. How much is what's the lifetime value of a client? Let's just say $10,000. Do you know what it's like to get $10,000 off of YouTube advertising? It's hundreds of thousands of subscribers and millions of views where it finally starts to pay off in the tens of thousands. It's a long ways down the road. That's why so many of those YouTubers said give it 10 years. But clients, you can serve clients right now. You can help clients right now break through the glass ceiling that they've been busting their head up against, that they can't figure out why in the world can I not lose the weight? Why is it taking me so long to start investing? Whatever it is that you do for your clients that sets them apart, focus on that, concentrate on that, and you'll be busting through the client monetization a lot faster than the YouTube monetization, I guarantee it. So if this is a trail that you want to blaze, I said go for it. The best way that I would recommend for you to get started is get this one particular book. It's by a friend of mine, Nate Woodbury, this one right here, A Hero's Guide to Influence on YouTube. This one takes you from the beginning to the end, from just ideation all the way to monetization, from just thinking it up to cashing it in. He even covers lights and cameras and thumbnails and analytics and what you should be watching and how to improve. Everything is covered in this book. This is going to become your new YouTube Bible, I guarantee it. Get yourself a copy. I've got a link in the description down below. Just pay shipping and printing. That's it. It's at cost. There's no profit to be made here. And this is one heck of a book too. Nate went all out. It's been a labor of love. You're going to love this book. Get you a copy, sign up down below, and we'll get it shipped out ASAP. I'm Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. Thank you for watching.